started. So write down the heading as linear equation. It will come. So write down the heading as linear equation in two variables. Okay. So do you know what are polynomials? Poly is here. See, if at all I have an expression, listen to this. If at all there is an expression which is a combination of constants and variables. Okay, which is a combination of constants and variables, then that particular expression is called as a polynomial. For example, I have 2x plus 3. If I just have this expression, so try to understand, I'm going to use two words. One is called expression and the second is called equation. Okay, so 2x plus 3 is an expression which is called as a polynomial. Okay, I don't think we have discussed what a polynomial is actually, right? As of now, have this in mind. If an expression which is a combination of constants, this is a constant and variable things. So this is what we call it as polynomial. If suppose the same polynomial is equated to 0, then you call this as an equation. And what equation is this? It is a, why did you say it is a linear equation? Yes, the highest power of the variable in that expression is 1. So you call it as linear. So basically, what polynomial is this? 2x plus 3 is what polynomial? It's called as linear polynomial. Then to that linear polynomial, if you add a number equal to 0, if we equate it to 0, you call it as linear. You call it as linear equation. So this more specifically, I can call it as linear equation in one variable. Is that clear? So this is a linear equation in one variable. Right? Having said this, if I want to find the solution of this, so what do I mean by solution? So the value of x that will satisfy the equation. So if I want to find the solution of it, what will I do? 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Yes. So 2x is equal to minus 3. X will equal to, yes, that's right. So x is equal to minus 3 by 2. Means, is this the only value that will satisfy this equation? Yes. So in this, say 1.5 and 3 by 2 both are same. Okay. So this is the value that will satisfy the equation. Hence, you can call it as x 3 minus 3 by 2 is the solution of this linear equation in one variable. Accepted, right? Now, if I increase the number of variables in my expression, 2x plus 3y, if this is an expression, this is also a polynomial. There is a linear polynomial in two variables. When can a polynomial become an equation? When you equate it to 0 or you just put a number on the side of it. Equal to sign should be there for it to be called as an equation. Now, if I rearrange this, okay, 2x plus 3y minus 5 is equal to 0. Can I call this as a linear equation, but in two variables, unlike the previous situation, right? I'll call this as linear equation in two variables. So having said this, if I need to write the general equation of, if I need to express something in the general form for a linear equation in two variables, how will I write it? So can I call this as general form of a linear equation in how many variables? In two variables. Now the question is, when I asked you the question of 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, you told me there is a solution which is x is equal to minus 3 by 2. Okay, accepted. Similarly, if I give you a linear equation in 2x plus 3y is equal to 5, and if I ask you a solution for it, will you be able to give me? Will you be? Yes. Can you give me one solution? Can you give me a single solution? Where you say this is the only point that will satisfy this? You cannot say it because it will have infinite number of points. Right? So we will get into the graphical representation, but you have infinite number of points. Suppose you want to find one point among this infinite amount of points, infinite number of points, then how many equations are the minimum number of equations that are required? How did you say it is 2? So whenever you want to solve a linear equation, or for that matter, any equation, the number of unknowns in the equation is equal to the number of equations you need. Okay. For example, if I give you 2x plus 3y is equal to 5, 3x plus 5y is equal to 7. If I write something like this, okay, then will I be able to find a solution for it? I'm saying find a solution for both the equations simultaneously. That's called as simultaneous. See, this is not a part of your curriculum this year, but you can find it. Any problem? You can find it, I'll tell you. You have to solve them. You have to solve it and then proceed. You can find it, that's a different story. How to find it, I'll teach you. But you think you can find it or not? You're able to understand? Yes, you can find it, provided there are certain conditions that are satisfied. Now, I'm able to see, I'm saying I gave you 2 linear equations in 2 variables. Yes, I will be able to solve them. Suppose I give you a question like this: 2x plus 3y plus 5z is equal to 7. Now, what do you call this as? Yes. So if yes, ma'am. Class. Linear equation and all are absent today. Everyone is present. Vishana. I've never seen his face, sir. How do you? Okay. So linear equation in 3 variables means if I need to find the solution of this, then I need to have 3 equations to solve it. So that tells you the number of unknowns in a given expression or equation is equal to the number of equations you need to solve them. Okay. So are you able to understand till this point? Now what you would have learned is the graphical representation of a linear equation. So graphical representation of a linear equation. For that matter, to be more specific, we will write it as in 2 variables. Graphical representation of a linear equation in 2 variables. What does it represent? It represents what? Graphical representation of a linear equation. When you what shape does it take? Straight line. That is what I'm asking. It doesn't have any end. That is right. If suppose I take this to be the coordinate system, if I have this as x-axis, y-axis, x dash, y dash. Okay. I want to find 2 points on this. Since you told me this equation has infinite number of points that can satisfy. Right? If I want to find one such point, what will that point be? So you're just doing trial and error basis, right? So instead what we can do is we can write 3y is equal to 5 minus 2x. I wrote 3y. So y will be equal to 5 minus 2x divided by 3. Accepted? So when you take a box like this, so in that box you'll be taking x coordinate and the y coordinate. When you put x is equal to 0, so remember y is equal to 5 minus 2x by 3. When you put x is equal to 0, y is how much? 5 by 3. When you put x is equal to 1, when you put x is equal to, so like this, what do these values represent? 0, 5 by 3 is a point, 1, 1 is a point, and 2, 1 by 3 is a point. What are these? You put x is equal to 3, you will get minus 1 by 3. Whichever it is. Generally, we know that linear equation in two variable represents a straight line. Okay, ax plus by plus c's general form on a graphical sheet always represents a straight line. So for you to draw a straight line, what are the minimum number of points that are required? If you know 2 points, that is more than sufficient. So we have written 4 points. So generally, there is another way to solve this also. You will do this in 11th, but this one, what I'll explain now, you have to show it in your exam in this way. Okay, so 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. So I told you need 2 points, right? One, what you can do is you put x is equal to 0. What will you get y as? 5 by 3. So 0, 5 by 3 is 1 point. Similarly, when you put y is equal to 0, what will you get x as? No problem.
When you're doing this is the base for your CBSE. And you study separately for CBSE. Language and you should know. So, 130 to 2, you will be having a process. And students, along with the other students, we can also discuss. Students, I made a message. Okay? Okay, sir.
Thank you.
I think so. I can't cover this.
So when x is equal to 0, y is 5 by 3. When y is 0, x is equal to 5 by 2. When you put x is equal to 0 here, this will go. Then what is y? 5 by 3. When you put y is equal to 0 here, then x is equal to 5 by 2. Yeah, 5 by 3, 5 by 2 are same. Same only. So, 1 minute, I'm telling something important with coordinate geometry. Wait. When x is equal to 0, what does it represent? X is equal to 0 represents what? It is y-axis. X is equal to 0 is y-axis and y is equal to 0 is x-axis. Okay. So what we did here is when you put x is equal to 0, you are getting y is equal to 5 by 3. No, that is one of the points on the y-axis. So 0, 5 by 3 is a point on the y-axis. When you put y is equal to 0, you are getting x as 5 by 2. No, so 5 by 2, 0 is a point on the x-axis. So when you join these two, you will get the required line. So what I'm trying to say is, can get the line in this way or by taking a table like this also. So are you able to understand logic? So the second one which I explained is a faster way where you can draw any line in just 2 steps. You need not sit and rearrange the equations and break your head. Okay. So you know this point, you know this fact, right? X is equal to 0 represents y-axis. Because on the y-axis you take any point, right? 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. X coordinate is always 0. That is why you call it as y-axis. Similarly, on the x-axis you take any point. 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, any point, y coordinate is always 0. So y is equal to 0 is an equation of x-axis. Is it clear? Right? So that is the logic based on which we took these 2 points. So please make a note of this. Which one? Okay, if you know that, it's well and good. Because in your textbook and all, they would have used it. You can use it. If teachers accept it, I'm okay. The book. Bukra. Are you taking notes there? Right? We're almost done. Actually, there is nothing in this chapter. Similarly, if you see an equation like this, which is of the form y is equal to mx. Okay. See, for example, you know the general equation of a line is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, right? If c is equal to 0, then what will happen to this equation? It becomes ax plus by is equal to 0, right? So if at all you have any linear equation in two variables, I repeat it, any linear equation in two variables without a constant added to it will always pass through the origin. There's an important point I want you all to take it. Any equation in this world, okay, any equation without a constant added to it. Any equation without a constant added to it will always pass through origin. Without a constant added to it will always pass through the origin. Because if I take ax plus by is equal to 0, what is the x and the y coordinate? One of the x and the y coordinates can be 0, 0. Right? 0, 0 is what basically it is the origin. So y is equal to mx. If you see, you can rearrange and write it as mx minus y is equal to 0. So what will be one of the points that will satisfy this equation? It is origin. So generally, this line will look something like this. It has to pass through the origin. So this is the equation for y is equal to mx. Is that clear? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? Right? Any equation. See, for example, whatever it is, x square plus 2x is there. For example, if I give you something like this, x square, 1 minute, listen to this first. X square plus 2x is equal to 0 if I write. If you want to draw the graph for this, you can definitely say that one of the points on this graph will always be an origin. Why is it so? So observe the difference. X square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. You are able to observe the difference between these two. So if the constant is not added, any equation will always pass through the origin. For example, I have x cube plus 2x is equal to 0. It will pass through the origin. Whereas x cube plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0 will not pass through the origin because you have a non-zero constant added here. You have to understand this is a very, very, very generic rule in mathematics. I told a non-zero constant. Polynomial cannot be called as a constant. No, you cannot call it. Polynomial is basically a combination of constants and variables. So how can you call it as a constant? Right? So think about it. That will not pass. Why? Because you have plus 1 added. So you see, what is the meaning of passing through origin? Means 0, 0 should be a point in that equation. So if you substitute x is equal to 0, what are you going to get? 0, 0. Well, in the first one, you will get 0. 0 will satisfy. Whereas the second one is 0 satisfying. You cannot say 1 is equal to 0. No? That is why it doesn't pass. Okay. So when you learn about the graphs, right, as you go for higher standard, graph play an important role. At that point, something like that. It's called a quadratic equation. Okay, don't worry about it. But I gave you the point, no? Right. So that is all with the concept. Now we are supposed to do problems. Shall we start doing problems? So go to level 1. You want me to teach how to solve all these? One no, it's very easy. There is nothing so complicated. Wait. See, I'm just teaching you an additional step. Write it down. Solving two linear equations. When I asked you a question, right, you told me you don't know how to solve it. So this one, I gave you two linear equations. You told you didn't know how to find the solution. No, maybe I'll explain that. Listen. So if I have 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and I have 3x plus 2y is equal to 7, for example. So what you can do is, you want to find the value of x and y, that is called a solution. Okay. But before that, let's try to analyze one thing. What does 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 on a graph sheet represent? 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 on a graph sheet. What does it represent? It is a straight line. So can you tell me the 2 points? How to find those 2 points? I told you, no, x is equal to 0, y is equal to something, y is equal to 0, x is something. Tell me those 2 points. This we have already solved, no? 0, 5 by 3. Did you understand how I got that 0, 5 by 3? When you put x as 0, y is 5 by 3. When you put y as 0, x is 5 by 2, 0. So this black color is the first equation. Okay. Similarly, I have 3x plus 2y is equal to 7. So when I put x is equal to 0, y is 7 by 2. Is it greater than 5 by 3 or less than 5 by 3? 7 by 2 is greater than 5 by 3 or less than 5 by 3? Greater. So let us say it is going to be somewhere over here. This will be 0, 7 by 2. I'll use another color now. So this will be 0, 7 by 2. And when you put y is equal to 0, you get 7 by 3, 7 by 3 is less than 5 by 2 or greater than 5 by 2? Less than 5 by 2. So here if you see, this point will be 7 by 2, only 7 by 3, 0. Is it clear till this point? So when you join these two lines, what is happening to those lines? They are intersecting at a point, no. So when I ask you to solve those two equations, you're actually finding the point of intersection of these two lines. Now you're able to understand why actually you learn graphical representation. What did I tell you? 11th learn. Next year we'll learn. You'll not find it separate. That is, you drew the line, but on that line, if I ask you a solution which satisfies both the equation, meaning is point of intersection. Means, yes, solution. Why do you call it a solution? Because that is the only point which is common to both the lines. If you see any other point, is it common? Obviously no. So this point is called as the solution of both the equations. So now you're able to connect why actually you're drawing a graph. So you're drawing a graph to understand what shape that equation takes. So any equation. Any mathematical equation will always have a shape associated. If it is a linear equation in two variables or linear equation in one variable also, it represents a straight line. So that's what we got. Is it clear? Right? So if there is a possibility where those two straight lines are able to meet, then that is what you technically call as the solution. They don't meet means no solution. They don't meet means they are parallel lines now. That's a good question actually. There are scenarios where they don't meet. There are scenarios where both the lines will overlap on each other. Overlap in the sense, for example, see, I'm taking the same number because it's easy. 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. 4x plus 6y is equal to 10. They both are same equations. So when you solve them, these are called as coincident lines. But did you understand why do we call them as coincident lines? No, not 3 points. 2x plus 3. So they both are same. You take this 2 outside. Yes. 1 minute. Yes, you can. No, that's the mistake I made. 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. Now it makes sense for you. So there are 3 kinds of combinations of linear equations. One is intersecting lines. One is set of parallel lines. Parallel lines are no solution because they are never going to meet on a graph sheet. And the third kind is overlapping. That is coincident lines. Okay. So now I'm not going to get into all those details. I'm just going to explain you the basic of how to solve two linear equation. It's not a rocket science and all. It's very, very, very simple. Okay. I'll tell you the logic. You yourself will be able to solve it. See. Sorry. Tell me. That you have to wait for some time. What if you made? That will be a solution for those two equations. I'll come to that. So he's asking, actually that can be related to lines and angles. That's a good question. I'll come to that. Okay, but before that, I'll explain this. You remind me about that. Okay, I'll draw and show you. So 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. 3x plus 2y is equal to 7. So I need to find that value of x and y which satisfy both the equation. Now you know graphically what do they mean? It is the point of intersection of these two lines, right? So how to solve is eliminate one of the variables by multiplying them with the common multiples. For example, I want to eliminate x. Then what I will do is I'll multiply the first equation with 3 and I'll multiply the second equation with 2. I'm sorry about this. Okay, I'll multiply the first equation with 3 and second equation with 2 so that my first equation gets converted to 6x plus 9y is equal to 15 and the second equation gets converted to 6x plus 4y is equal to 14. Did you understand what I did? Why did I multiply the first equation with 3? Because I wanted to eliminate the coefficient of x. So what is the coefficient of x? So what is the LCM of 3 and 2? That is why I multiplied with those numbers to make it 6. Okay. So when we subtract it, the sign will get changed. Is that clear? You're trying to subtract them. So 6x and 6x will get cancelled. 9y minus 4y is, 5y is equal to 15 minus 14 is 1. So y is equal to 1 by 5. So when y is equal to 1 by 5, since we are saying x and y will satisfy both the equations, take this y and substitute it in any one of the equations. When you do that, 3x plus 2 by 5 will be equal to 7, which implies 3x will be equal to 7 minus 2 by 5, which is 8 by 5. So 3x is equal to 8 by 5, x will be equal to 8 by 15. So what are the coordinates? 8 by 15 and 1 by 5 are the point, is the point where both these lines are intersecting. Is it not lying in the first quadrant? So they are lying in the first quadrant. Our graphical diagram is also saying they are lying in the first quadrant. It's a validation, right? Because I don't want x, I want the value of y. Just 8 by 15. How will you represent it? In the graph? So you take the decimal value and then point it approximately. Okay. See, generally when they give you, right, for graphical questions and all, they will be sure that what is the value, based on that only they'll give you the question. So mostly you will not get fractional values. You will get fractional values only when you need to solve something without a graph. But you can still do it, that is a different story. As of now, let's not break our bit further. You understood how to solve them, right? Right? So make a note of this. Oh, 7 minus 2 by 5, how much is it? 33 by 5. Huh? Then this will be 11 by 15. Huh? It will be 11 by 5. Correct, Ada? 11 by 5, comma 1 by 5. Correct? Huh? So it is 11 by 5, comma 1 by 5. That is the point where those two lines intersect. So that point is called as the solution of both the equations. You can put it. If you want to eliminate y, you want to do and see? Do you think you should get the same answer or it will vary? You should get same answer because they meet at the same point, right? Right. So he's asking, you eliminated x, sir. What if I want to eliminate y? See, this I'll multiply with 2, this I'll multiply with 3 here. So I'll get 4x is equal 4x plus 6y is equal to 10. Here I'll get 6x plus 6y is equal to 21. So subtract both. When you subtract it, 4x minus 6x minus 2x, 6y minus 6y 0 is equal to, you should get 5. No. Then I made a mistake here. No, you should get the same answer. Here I'm getting 11 by 5. Why am I getting 11 by 2 here? Sorry, 3 is 9 is it? So it is minus 5x. Guys, did you understand? So minus and minus will get cancelled. X will be equal to 11 by 5. So whether you want to eliminate x or whether you want to eliminate y, you will still get the same answer. Now what you can do, take that 11 by 5 and substitute it here. So 3 into 11 by 5. So 3 into 11 by 5 plus 2y is equal to 7. So 2y will be equal to 7 minus 33 by 5. So it will be 2 by 5. So 2y is equal to 2 by 5, y will be equal to 1 by 5. So what are the coordinates? 11 by 5, comma 1 by 5. Is it right? Yeah. You can do that. Whatever you do, you will get. 35 minus 33 by 5. 7 minus 33 by 5. 35 minus 33. 2. 2 by 5. So 2y is equal to 2 by 5. Y will be equal to 1 by 5. Right? So you have learned something new today. No. Now this will make you feel that that book is easier. Tougher. I don't know. Yeah, remote. Where are you going? Hey, they'll come and do it. Okay. So, so this method of solving is called as elimination method. So solving two linear equations using elimination method. Why do we call it as elimination? Because we are eliminating one variable. Yes. Okay. easy, no? Now we'll do some problems from your book. You don't want the main problems. Yeah. So it's not a problem. Do it. So shall we get started? You don't have? Okay, share it. No? Every week you're doing the same thing. You got it. No, this guy, this guy. Can go to another sum. We want to do a problem. We'll do problems from textbook, the book. Okay, the questions. We'll solve them. Okay, we'll solve the questions from. Hey. Level 1 only. Tell me the page number. So MTG page 79, level 1 problems. Okay, first. What is the first question? Because close. Can I have the windows open? P x comma. That is the coordinate. P is a point with the coordinates as x comma y, which is also called as ordered pair. So P dash is another point. No, P dash is also same point. Okay. So at the same points, then P is equal to P dash. P and P dash are same. If that is the case, x comma y is equal to y comma x. So when one ordered pair is equal to the second ordered pair, the corresponding terms are equal. From this we can. So x is equal to y or y is equal to x. Both mean the same. So x minus y is equal to 0. Open the windows. Speed. He came? No. I'll call him. Okay. So did you guys understand this problem? Okay, question for this one. Did you understand? You did understand the solution of this question? Not problem. You didn't want me to say problem. Nothing. This point and this point are the same. So this is an ordered pair. You know what is ordered pair? I explained it. Coordinate geometry, I told you what is ordered pair. This is also an ordered pair. Right? 1 minute. If these two ordered pairs are same, when I say two ordered pairs are same, for example, if I give you x comma y is equal to 1 comma 2, then what is the value of x? X is 1 and y is 2. Is that right? So if x comma y is equal to y comma x, then what is x equal to? Look at this problem. That's it. X is equal to y and y is equal to x. If x is equal to y, then x minus y is it not equal to 0? That's it. So that's what they're expecting. So this is when two ordered pairs are equal. Did you understand that? When two ordered pairs are equal, you should compare the x coefficients, you should compare the y coefficients. Okay, what is the second question?
Can be expressed in the form A
2 is equal to minus y can be represented in the form. So 2 plus y is equal to 0. So can you write it as 0x plus 1y plus 2 is equal to 0? What? How? General form. When you bring the minus y this side, will it not become plus y?
I never understood.
You better write the solution. Write the solution, okay? Write the solution. Where is your note? Rough note. Write it. You also write it. Write the detailed solution. Tomorrow, no need. Tomorrow you'll forget again. You start searching for answers. Write the detailed solution of it. Third one. Yes. What? As what? You tell me. So let the age of sun be. Okay. It is up to you. No. Did they give the variables? They didn't know. Tell the read the question again. Okay. So father, let the age of father be y. Age of father is 7 years more than 3 times the current age of his son. So I repeat it. Listen to this. So age of father, everyone concentrate. Age of father is means mathematically equal to 7 times. So 7 more than means plus 3 times the current age of the son. So 3x, which implies 3x minus y is equal to 7. Or plus 7 is equal to 0. I don't know how they have given the answer. In the gen they took x as son. Okay. So age of, is there an option of 3x minus y? Then it's okay. Then it's okay. Or else the question would have been ambiguous. So let the age of father be y, x. Okay, that's what they have taken. Let the age of father be x and let the age of son be y. Then what can I do? X will be equal to 7 plus 3y. So I'll get x minus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. Is the option given like this? Or x minus 3y is equal to 7? General formula, you know. So A is the answer. Is that? Father's age is 5. No, father's age, they have taken it as extra. So they told that the age of father be, that the age of father is x. So what is the coefficient of x in all the options? The coefficient of x in everything is 1, no? Then they have taken the age of father to be x. Actually, they should have mentioned. You should know, you should look at the coefficient. No. Without option means you will get marks because you have written the, you have represented it, no. But since here it is MCQ, you need to be clear. So x minus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. So what about the fourth one? Easier. Three plus 5y. So they gave only one linear equation and two variables, so it should have infinite. If they gave you 2, we'll have 1. But they'll not ask you because they didn't teach you how to solve them. No? Fifth one.
X is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. 2x plus 2y minus 4a is equal to 0.
2x plus
C is 2y
hmm.
minus 4a.
So we need to find the value of a. So take x is equal to 1 and substitute, y is equal to 0 and substitute. Yeah, so 2x minus 4a is 0, which, sorry, 2 minus 4a is equal to 0, which implies a is equal to 1 by 2.
Minus and minus cancel.
You guys need to be careful with that. No,
So 2x minus 4a. So 2x minus 4.
Adanda, 2 will be equal to 4a, da, which implies a is equal to 2 by 4, which is 1 by 2.
Minus 4a is equal to 0. So 2x minus 2 minus 4a is equal to 2 minus 4a is equal to 0.
4a will go to the other side. So
Then it is a minus 4a.
then it will be minus 2 is equal to minus 4a. Minus and minus will get cancelled. Why are you confusing us? Generally, take the minus sign to the other side. Take the minus sign outside to the other side. Sixth one.
If a comma 1 lies on the graph of 3x minus 2y plus 4,
3x
minus 2y plus 4 equals 0, and then a is
3x minus 2y plus 4 da irukku.
no, sir,
Oh, a comma 1. No? Then substitute it. So 3a minus 2 plus 4 is equal to 0. So 3a plus 2 is equal to 0, which implies a is equal to minus 2 by 3. Is there anyone having problem if I write the solution directly? Are you guys able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So 3a is equal to minus 2, which implies yes. Seventh one. Make it fast.
She's putting condition that
20 comma minus a lies on the line whose graph is given that the value of a is equal to. Easy, no? So what is the value of a? So if you look at the graph, right, here you have 20. So the 20 is coinciding with which point here? So what is the coordinate? 20 comma minus a. 20 comma minus a lies on this. So what is this point? 20 comma minus 5. See, one value of x can have only one value of y. So 20 comma minus a, when you compare both the sides, 20 comma 5. So 20 comma minus a is equal to 20 comma 5. So what is the value of a? Minus 5. Did you understand? You don't have a book, huh? Can you share it? But will you check the graph? For graph, what is the corresponding value for 20? Corresponding value of y for 20? Corresponding value of y for 20 is 5, no? So 20, 1 minute, 20 comma 5 is a point here. And they told 20 comma minus a is a point. Okay. So 20 comma 5 minus a is equal to 20 comma 5. Because what is the y value corresponding to 20? 5. So minus a is equal to 5. Then a is, that's the answer. Tell me that. Yes, you were asking something. Tell me. 8-1. Y is equal to x. So yes, 8-1, that is the answer. Y is equal to x because what will be the reason you'll write? It passes through the origin. 9th one.
Sir, y equal to x, which is the answer?
First one, the option A. Because it passes through the origin. 9th one. How will I write?
If root 2 comma minus root 2 lies on the graph,
Okay.
4x minus 3ay equal to root 2.
Okay.
Then the value of a equals.
Then the value of a equals. So take this and substitute it here. Because 4 root 2 minus 3a into minus root 2 is equal to root 2. So what is common on the left hand side? So can I take out root 2 outside? So root 2, okay, I'll write an additional step. You might get confused with this minus sign. So 4 root 2 minus of minus is plus 3a root 2 is equal to root 2. Accepted? So if I take that root 2 outside, I'll get 4 plus 3a is equal to root 2. Root 2 and root 2 are gone.
Sir, minus.
I wrote it, no? 4 plus 3a is equal to 0, which implies a is equal to minus 4 by 3. That's it. Simple. Is there an option? No.
It's like 1 minus 1.
What are you saying? Huh? Four root 2. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Can you tell me what is it? I cancelled root 2 and wrote it as 0. It is 1 actually.
Oh, yeah.
Should be cautious, sir. So which implies 3a is equal to minus 3. So a will be minus 1. That is the option. So a is equal to minus 1. Did you understand? Then, so you have this chapter for the upcoming test. Easy then. Maths hard, physics hard. Which subject is easy?
Only language is hard, sir. I hate languages. I hate languages.
Okay, we'll get back. Okay, we'll get back. 10th. Okay, listen. If the geometric representation of x is equal to minus 2 meets the x-axis at
Zero minus
which one? This one. So 3a is equal to 4 will go to the other side. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Which question are you saying? 10, yeah, she's asking about 10th or 9th. I didn't understand what she says. I didn't get it. You got it, huh? Okay. So listen, if you have the equation x is equal to a, It is, please make a note, it is a line parallel to which axis? It is a line parallel to y-axis. Why is it so? Because if you take, for example, let's take this problem itself. They told x is equal to -2, no, -2, 0, -2, 1, -2, 2. If I keep on writing like this, what is the x coordinate? X coordinate is -2 only, right? So when I draw a line, then how is that line going to be with respect to the y-axis? It will be parallel. That is why x is equal to a is always a line which is parallel to y-axis. Similarly, y is equal to x will be a line which is, y is equal to a, or I'll take b for that matter, where b is some constant. Y is equal to b will be a line parallel to, yes, is a line parallel to x-axis. So when you draw it, you can either get the line like this or like this, depending on whether the value of b is positive or negative. So in this case, if you see, if you read the question carefully, x is equal to -2. We understood that it is a line parallel to y-axis. So x is equal to -2 intersect the x-axis at which point? -2, 0. So is there an option?
Yes.
That's the answer. This is the graph there.
X-axis, it's given x equal to x-axis is 2.
X-axis is y is equal to 0. Hey, everyone prepare a table. So go back, go to the concept map. In the concept map, look at the fourth circle, I think. No, not this one. Go back, go back. Go back. No, it's before, it's before. Look at the fourth circle at the bottom. So the graph part, they are given some important points. What happened? One is office, sir, not mine. Look at the graphs, no? Read all the points that are given there. Okay, graph of every linear equation is a straight line that I've already mentioned.
The graph of x is equal to a is a straight line parallel to the y-axis passing through the point a, 0.
Write down this. So x is equal, this is what I told you, x is equal to a is a line parallel to y-axis which passes through a, 0. Why is it so? Because when you draw a line like this, so this point is a, 0, and the equation of this line is x is equal to a. X is a constant basically. So when you say x is equal to constant, that line is always parallel to y-axis. Similarly, if you have y is equal to constant, it is a line parallel to x-axis. It is a line parallel to x-axis, okay, and it meets the y-axis at, it meets the y-axis at 0, b. So how did I find 0, b? Because y value is b. So wherever it is meeting the y-axis, on the y-axis, what is the x coordinate? 0.
The x-axis at 0,
Y-axis. Because y is equal to b will be a line like this. So it meets the y-axis at this point. So this is 0, b. Guys, is it making sense? Are you able to understand? So these are the points on which the questions are framed. Next is x is equal to 0. So okay, read the point. I'll explain it. So when you draw a linear equation on a graphical sheet, you get a straight line like this, right? Every point on it is a solution. So that solution is what basically it is the coordinate of that point which is lying on the line. Is it clear? Next. That's it. Okay. So x is equal to 0. Did you guys write it? It represents y-axis, and y is equal to 0 represents. That also explain y is equal to mx is a line passing through origin. I already gave you that point. Okay. So an additional point that I'm giving you is write this. X is equal to 0 represents y-axis and y is equal to 0 represents x-axis. Make a note of it. X equal to 0 represents y-axis and y is equal to 0 represents x-axis. Wrote it? This is equation.
Yeah, we wrote it.
Yeah, we'll go. Which one? 11th, what is the question? Parallel to y-axis, now what is the equation? X is equal to constant. So see if there is a constant. You are able to see any form? What are the option? X is equal to 1. Everything else would have been y is equal to something. So x is equal to some constant. That constant is 1. Option A. B. What about 12th one? Is everyone able to understand? Right? Now what about the 12th? M multiplied with -1.
No, sir. M is a point, -1, 5.
Hey, M is a point, -1, 5.
And N is a point, x, 5. It's 8 units. The value of x.
So the distance between these 2 points is 8 units. Listen to this. Okay. So you need to take the idea from coordinate geometry. Where is -1, 5? Which quadrant does it belong to? Second quadrant. So you have -1, 5 here. Where does x, 5 belong to? Did they say x is positive? They didn't mention it anywhere, no? So it can be either to the first quadrant or second quadrant. This is M. This can be N or this. So listen, did you guys understand this logic? X, 5, they told no. So 5 is the distance from the x-axis. So distance from the x-axis is constant in both the cases. In which case, -1, 5 and x, 5. But they never mentioned that x is a positive value. So had they mentioned x as a positive value, we can conclude that the point belongs only to the first quadrant. But since they didn't mention it, we should take both the options. Okay. When you do that, then the distance between these 2 points is how much? 8 units. So when this is 8 units, then how much is this distance? It is 1 unit. It is 1 unit because from the y-axis, what is the coordinate? -1, no. -1, it represents the distance of 1 unit. So this is how much? How much are you left out with? 7. So what will this coordinate be? 7, 5. Or else, what could have happened? This is, so from here to this point, this is 8 units. So this is 8 units and this is 1 unit. Then how much will this be? 9 units. So it could have been -9, 5 also. So the x coordinate could have been either -9 on the left hand side or 7 on the right hand side. Is it clear? Five. Is there anyone who didn't understand this? Is it clear? Okay. Right. So draw the diagram clearly. This one. Draw it neatly. you should have started this side.
I don't think writing it on black paper. I can't write that.
You have 100 values.
So what is what is it?
Okay, do it fast.
It is geometry. Hey, no, last year's Sanakal.
Well, this is how you solve. What time does your exam get?
That be over by like the 12 o'clock we get up.
Yes, sir.
The 13th one. What important? You know more than that. Damn it, go and get it. No, go and get the updates. Wait outside. Which one? You're almost done, sir. 10 more minutes away. Then have that patience. Even I can. Are you able to see dots coming here when I'm writing? Are you able to see those dots? You know why it is coming? Am I complaining? Illa. Right. Don't have complaints in life. So 13. Y is equal to? Y is it? Oh, what is the question? Sir? So 0, 0 and 1, 2. Yeah, I know. So y is equal to, you write it as mx, no. So if you observe, because it's a line passing through origin. So that's what they gave, no, y is equal to mx is the general form of a line passing through origin. If you observe, how many times is y coordinate compared to x? Y is equal to 2x, that's it. Y is 2 times x, no. So if I say 1, 2 is equal to x, y, then y is 2, x is 1. Right? Divide both. Y by x is equal to 2 by 1, which implies y is equal to 2x. How do I know? Yeah, I think you have to. Last week also they were wearing. Yes, you have to.
No, so that day they have vaccination. I just gave it a
Coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry.
How will we do coordinate geometry?
No need. So 14. You didn't get the schedule. You get it in the parent portal is what I heard. I have to search for it. No, actually you have math only. You will work on linear equations in two variables assignment from your MTG. Then your coordinate geometry test. Hey, make it fast. 14th. We'll finish 15th successful. We are in 14th. I will finish with 15th and close it. What is the 14th? Let me discuss it.
What's the hot points on the
Huh?
y-axis? The hot point on the y-axis.
It's 0.
Ordinate of hot points on the x-axis. Zero. What's it? That's it.
Okay, 8 more minutes. We'll finish. 20. 20 will finish. 5 more minutes. Huh?
If the point P, 4 lies on the graph of the equation 3y is equal to 8 plus 7.
3y is equal to, then find the value of a. Do it fast. So 12 is equal to 3a plus 7. That's right. See, do it in your notes. 17th.
17.
Then, so why?
Value of a x is equal to 2. So 1, sir.
Wait, x is equal to 2.
Y is equal to -1. Intersect that.
X is equal to 2 and y is equal to -1. Intersect. They intersected 2 comma -1. What do you want me to say?
That's the answer.
Oh, that's what.
That's what answer 2 minutes.
Okay, that's what there are. So they intersect at the point 2 comma -1. Edra. You saw the question. 18.
Oh, wait.
Make it faster.
Oh, 17 is actually the value of a if x is equal to 2, y is equal to -1. It's a solution of the equation x plus 3y equals a.
So 2 into 2 plus 3 into -1. That's it. 4 minus 3 is equal. He is also irritated. You cannot do so many careless mistakes. I'll come to 90.
Y is equal to 9 and written as an equation variable is
0x plus 8y minus 9 is equal to 0. 20th one, what is happening? So question. Question.
the linear equation 3x.
Which one? 18th I did, no?
So done till the position.
Hmm.
The linear equation 3x is equal to 2y and difference of form a plus by plus c equal to 0. Then a will be respectively.
So 3x minus 2y plus 0 is equal to 0. A is how much? Right. B is equal to -2. C is equal to 0. So A is 3, B is -2, C is equal to 0. Is it clear?
Equation will lie on original.
This line will pass through origin. Hey, wait.
I will see that
சும்மா உட்காரு, எதுவும் பண்ணாத. You sit idle.